Yeehaw indeed. Welcome to another Cowboy Tuesday. Today I'm joined by some cowgirls, cow people,
Cow ladies.
I don't
cow,
want
some
the
cow
I don't
ladies. Okay.
I don't claim the cow people title. I'm sorry.
Do you want to be a cowgirl or some other Western equivalent? A
I would prefer
sharpshooter,
cowgirl
maybe?
because it doesn't sound like I'm the actual cow. So I
That's
will
true.
take that one.
You're not like a lizard folk, a cow person. And then,
I'm good.
Welcome to another Tuesday. Today I'm joined by Malin. Love to have you. Becca, also love to have you. How are two of my favorite beings on the internet doing today?
Can I say Becca matching her hair to her shirt?
I know, it wasn't on
Yeah.
purpose. I ordered this and it said it was plum.
I could see that being plum. A
right,
light plum.
it looked
Yeah.
purpley, like plum, like a deep, like in the picture. And then it came and I'm like, this is the same color as my hair. All right, well, it works.
It's working out great.
Yeah, you look stunning.
Thank
Which also you, Malin, look stunning. You look very.
That's a lie.
fresh.
I literally just told you that I was recovering from a few margaritas.
Hey, you don't get to tell me
That's a glow.
how I see you.
You have a glow.
It's the glow of tired from not sleeping a full night.
You got that sweet, spicy margarita glow about you.
Nice. Love it.
How are we doing today? What are we working on? What's the vibe?
Doing good. I'm going to be working on editing a vlog I have been editing for the past few days because I have a lot of footage and I'm being quite slow. I've been quite busy, so I didn't really have that much time to do it. And I also feel like the brain I've got right now, editing is quite easy. It's just quite like manual labor-ish. So that should set me up for this evening. I don't feel like I could do any writing right now. So editing a vlog sounds good.
Sounds perfect. And that means that I get to watch the vlog soon. So, I'm all in favor.
It's my Brussels vlog, during which I did a few writing things, including a thing I said I wouldn't do because people were voting on me working on Project Snowstorm. And instead, I decided to work on the other projects that I was like, what about this one?
Malin is like, what should I do? There's only one right answer, and you have to read my mind.
No, but the problem is that if you tell me something, I feel like my mind immediately goes like, but what about the opposite? It's a problem.
Okay, but then my question is, why do you put up a poll if you don't want to be told what to do?
I don't even know.
It's for the content. It's for the content.
Validation.
Oh, do we love external validation? Hello, just two millennial girly pops looking for external validation.
Exactly.
Becca C. Smith, how is she doing?
Good. Yesterday was one of those like everything that can go wrong will go wrong kind of days.
Oh no.
So, yeah, I mean nothing like serious or anything like
You
that.
needed the margaritas.
I needed the margarita. I did. But today I don't know, I just have like sometimes it's good to have days like that because then the next day you kind of feel like, okay, I'm gonna make a plan, I'm gonna do this, I'm not gonna let that kind of stuff get me down. And like so I feel a lot better today. Like I feel like I have a plan.
That's good. You're better than I am because I take a week to recover from that. And then the week after I can be like, okay, now I'm going to make a plan.
But to be fair, I'm like 20 years older than you. So when you're your age, it'd be like a month of like, I'd be the same way. Like it would take me a long time to get over things.
She got that life experience now.
I'm just saying it's shorter. This is the one thing you can look forward to.
I misheard. How old did you say you were?
Wait, how old are you? I thought you were like early 30s, late 20s.
Yeah, I'm 34.
34. Okay. Well, I'm going to be 52. So
what?
Is this not public knowledge?
No.
It is. I've said it. Like, yeah, no. So
no, I'm sorry. You're mid-30s frozen in time forever.
Oh my God, thank you. But
there's just no way.
Yes, I could be your mother, but it's
But age is so strange though, because
it is. Like, it is. I mean, I'm here to tell you, nothing much changes the older you get. Except,
don't say that.
Except the good thing to look forward to is that wallowing time does get reduced. Like I would like back, when I would get notes or something like that, like for a screenplay, and like sometimes I would just let it affect me for weeks. And then now it's like within hours or a day, you're just like, all right, moving on. It's fine.
I need to learn
One
from
of the
that.
best things about
You can look forward to that.
I feel like that the older I get, the less I care about what other people think.
Yeah, I think that's a part of
that's
it. I think that's a
yeah.
part of it. is
I
that-
also do like I feel like that was a 30-year-old thing. Like from 30 onwards, I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore. But
I feel
It
like
gets
30,
so
yeah.
better. Like that increases.
I kind of also theorized that it was because like a lot of us, including myself, turned 30 in the middle of the pandemic. So it was like, what's the point of caring about what other people think?
Yeah, that's interesting because I think the pandemic for a lot of people had a lot of like mental shifts because of how the sort of just like, I don't know, like it's a weird like pocket of time for me.
You suddenly realize there are things more important than caring what other people think.
Yes. Yeah. Or even just like, stuff that you just would, stay up at night, like stressing over. You're just like, why was I even, who cares? Yeah. No,
I think Cher said it best when she said, if it doesn't matter in 5 years, it doesn't matter. And I try to live by that.
That's such good advice, actually.
It's so
Yeah.
true.
And that's something you'll learn when you're like 30 plus, I think. Like, if it doesn't matter in 5 years, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you so much for that, Becca. Shall say hello to some of our friends. Phoebe, hello. Anna, hello. Keiko, hello. B. Brooke, hello. New user alert, question mark. Have I seen your face before? But welcome anyway. Wendy's here, hello. Susan is here, hello. Phoebe loves the color on you, Becca. She has a lot of plum color shades. I find that I gravitate more towards darker jewel tone colors. But it has a great color on you. Not writing but reading, hoping to finish Eye of the World finally before season 3 drops. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling through the 3rd book right now in the series, and it is a struggle. Phoebe shall be editing their novel. That's so good to hear. I want shorter wallowing times.
It's good to know.
Yeah. Happy lunchtime, Susan. What's for lunch? What's on the menu? Call in. Inquiring minds wants to know. It's just me, I'm nosy. Anna says, you couldn't pay me to have my pre-25 squishy brain again. Oof, she was not well.
Yeah.
Cared so deeply about the tiniest things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
And it would derail you,
I kind of feel that, like, to me, it was more like pre-25 was actually sometimes better because I was more of a junior in my job, and so I didn't care at all about some things. And then, like, there was a period of time where you start having more responsibilities and you start caring more about things, and you almost need to get past that. Be like, now I don't care again.
Yeah. And plus, I think for me, I don't know if it was the same for you guys, but for me, late teens, early 20s, I had so much confidence and faith that things were going to happen. Like, and I wish I could bottle that and
The
give it to you
arrogance of
now
youth.
because, oh my God, I literally thought I would be running Lucasfilm at age 19. Like,
I
was just
love
like,
this vision for you, though.
it's going to happen because I'm the biggest fan. Like, I mean, what was in the head? Like, what made
What's
me
that song that was in Agatha? If I Could Save Time in a Bottle? I thought that was kind of you.
I love that song so much.
Love that.
I was just listening to it the other day, actually.
Me too. It's a great song.
You didn't say, Stieg, what are you working on today?
Oh, yeah.
I'm working on my cowboy book. Yeehaw. I'm robbing a train today, so
Ooh, exciting times.
Woo. That sounds fun.
yeah. They're currently on horseback riding along the train. I need to get them on the train, into the vault, and then back out before they die, before the train hits the bridge that I've just blown up. So a lot of things are happening. A lot of fingers and a lot of pies.
How are you doing in your plan for the month? Because I believe you said you wanted to have it finished by the end of this month.
How you gonna come on my stream, Malin, and bring this up? Do I ever come and shit on your bed? No. So why would you shit on
you
mine?
would do the same to me.
How dare you? I've set very low stake plan. I think my plan for the month is like 7,500 words, which should get me through Act 2, which is the revised goal to get through Act 2. Yeah, and I guess get off my casket, bitch.
Not gonna happen. You know what you're getting invite me.
My dream goal is to finish the book by the end of the month, but my knowing myself and who I am as a person, I think finishing Act 2 is going to be realistic.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to work for. I have a long weekend, the first weekend in May, so that's going to be like 4 days where I don't have to work. So if I don't finish my book by the end of the month, I think I'm going to squeeze in. No, not in May, in April. Sorry, that's the next month. I think I'm going to squeeze in just a little more work.
Yeah.
Yeah, no accountability, dreams only. Thank you, Susan. You get me. Also, hello,
It's
Grape.
great. Grape, get with me on this. Tell Steve he needs to finish his book by the end of the month.
But yeah, absolutely. The plan is to finish the book. Is it a realistic plan? I don't know. I'm doing calculations and I'm bad at math, so have mercy on me, Malin. Have mercy. Keiko says, I heard about the slug in book 3, but I'm so excited for the Aiel equals 3, so no slug could ever stop me. And Susan is having roasted beets with balsamic glaze for lunch.
Ooh.
Yum. Toast with goat cheese. Fancy today.
Wow.
Fancy indeed.
That
God,
sounds
that sounds
delicious.
so good. Oh.
Yeah, Aiel is the desert people. It is it is an exciting book, but what kind of grinds my gear with the Wheel of Time series is that every book is just, oh, so long. The
Yeah.
audiobook are like 24 hours each. So it's a lot. And
Yeah.
I'm listening to it at 1.5 speed, so I only have 11 hours to get through, quote unquote. But it's still a lot for an audiobook. So yeah, I'm taking my time, but my little reward for finishing the audiobooks is that I get to buy the hardcover version, like the classic hardcover version, after I'm done with the
Nice.
audiobook. So if I want to get that little collection of Wheel of Time books, I gotta get listening.
Little collection.
Little.
Just 14 bricks on my shelf.
Uh-huh.
I mean, who doesn't want that, Malin? Who doesn't want that? Been here one time, says Brooke, and enjoyed it. Oh, I'm so glad. So I'm back. We're baking an apple pie instead of running, though. Oh, yum. All in
Brooke
favor.
was on stream with DW when I watched DW's first stream. She was a guest.
Nice.
Wow. Welcome back. Thank you so much. We love a returning customer. That's my parents' song. Lol. There's no lol about it. It's a very cute song to have as a relationship song.
That is very cute.
Ooh, Becca, you're not alone. I thought I would be for sure be a New York Times bestselling author by now. Option certain books for film. Oh, younger me was so confident, which is good.
Man. Oh, it's like sometimes I try to feel that way. Like, okay, let's try to tap into how you felt. Like, it doesn't even have to be that high. It could just be like, I'm going to sell a screenplay or whatever. And just like, and it's dead.
No.
I mean, I still I'm excited and hope for things and things like that, but that intensity of belief, I guess because it didn't happen, I think it's just maybe it's the cynicism or the jadedness feeling of it, but I still have, I'm still an optimist, I still believe, but it's just that's super.
But there is something like hubris about being young, though, in your early 20s that you can't really replicate later. And I think for better and for worse, but mostly for better, I think.
There's also a belief that we should have achieved certain things by a certain time in our lives. That is bullshit. And it's really hard to get rid of that mentally and to be like, it can happen at any time in your life.
Yeah.
And especially when you're queer, because your milestones don't really line up with straight people. So it's kind of hard to carve out your own path. But
yeah.
Making my way downtown as we speak. Keiko says, I had fallen into research rabbit hole the past few days about horse nomadic people. It was right to try to understand the Mongol peoples. That sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Wendy says, I have this looming feeling that I'm going to have to take a break before I get to the end, and I don't like it. Because of the moving, I think that is a fair break.
Yeah.
The worst slog I ever experienced was in Noble Dead Saga Book 5. I almost DNF'd the entire series just because of that book. The entire series has 16 books. Dang.
Wow.
Dang, girl.
Did you just skip over Grape Fry's comments on purpose?
How would you mind your own goddamn business, woman?
She was with me.
Equals 3 is supposed to be a smiley thing. Yes, I see it now. This is not this is my stream, Alan. This is my show, and I'll run it however I please.
What comment?
What comments? Like it was worse than the sorrows of young Werther. I do not know her, but yes, Malin, it is so hard to get rid of those beliefs, but we're chipping them away slowly, surely. Eva is here, hello, and come right with Tia. Oh, come right with Tia. Hi guys, hello. Welcome. We're gonna do some focus sprints. What are the vibes for the length today?
Ooh.
I don't
Does
have a
anyone have
preference
any?
for the first one if you need to do like more of a setup one, but if we could do slightly chunkier than 25 minutes, that's all.
Slightly chunkier? You're asking a lot.
I just feel like at the moment I can't really like maybe it's just because I'm video editing, I don't know. But I feel like I can't really get much done in 25 minutes. I'm just time to go to the loo, come back, have a drink, and then I have like what?
All
5 minutes
right.
left.
But if you go to the loo at every sprint, Malin, then go to the doctor, not to the
Look,
loo.
I drink a lot of water, all right?
I do too. I'm with you on that one.
Sorrows of Young Weather is by Goethe, a story written in a series of letters, a young guy being so unrequited love with a woman and whining and yammering about it to his bestie. Spoiler, it doesn't end good. Yeah, 25 minutes and 30 seconds. Does that sound all right?
Rude. Rude.
Okay, 30 minutes. Is that too less? Then you have 5 minutes to fuck around.
True, that's true. And then I have no
Okay,
excuse.
yeah.
Yeah,
As
30s.
long as it's a Spritin and not a sprint, because the stream title promised Spritin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
live
did it?
writing Spritins. Wow, another person who just comes in and shits in my casket, Anna. How could you? But sure, the first Spritin, they're going to be 30 minutes, and they're probably all going to be 30 minutes. Uh, what is the share screen, present, focus, bloop, bloop. What's the vibe for today's background?
It's been
Ah,
really sunny here, so we don't have to do winter ones anymore if you don't want them. It's actually
ah,
we had a weekend of 17 degrees highs, so it
oh,
was pretty good.
Oh,
dang.
nice.
Let's do the classic, maybe. Café Genesais.
Café
I
Jeunesse
like
is
it.
always a good one.
Always a good one, a classic. Uh, oh, it does say that. No, it doesn't. What do you mean?
Hold on a second.
That's going to be my first task for the sprint. Or maybe just leave it. Who am I to, change history? Okay, first sprint on the clock. We're going to start going now. See you in 30 minutes. was that sprint for you, Malin?
It was okay. I've managed to get almost finishing a day of the vlog. So I've got like maybe 5 minutes left of that footage to sort through and delete the blanks while I'm talking. And it's funny because I feel like it was quite late in the evening in Brussels when I was filming this. I was speaking quite low, so I thought not to bother my parents who were in bed sleeping because they go to bed earlier than I do. So yeah, that's what I'm
I love
doing.
that though. That's kind of like ASMR kind of, you know.
Yeah, I had with me like do I have it here? Yeah, I've got like this little mic that is like for my phone. So you've got
Perfect.
No, I have the same one.
yeah, it's like I think it's just an Amazon buy, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. For the
So
vlogs
that's
I never ended up making.
I've lost one of the two heads of microphones, but it's fine.
Was
Yeah,
30
that's what I've been
minutes
using.
amicable?
Mm?
Was 30 minutes amicable enough time?
It was good. Yeah, I feel like I've managed to get quite a good
Okay.
chunk done. It felt
And I think we'll
productive.
stick to 30 minutes because I can't do long sprints.
Okay, fair enough.
Miss Becca, how did you do?
Good. This weekend I had kind of come to a couple revelations of the screenplay. Like I actually had to rearrange some stuff but I like even changed my first plot point because I had to delete it. It was just it's too long. So I had to delete quite a few scenes, but I came up with an idea at the beginning to change like this one scene, which kind of was just like a throwaway scene, like they get in trouble and they make up a lie and whatever to get out of trouble. But then I was like, okay, this is actually a perfect place to show how she kind of uses her overactive imagination to think she can get out of things. Like I actually used a story where I was such a dumb kid. I
Children are dumb.
thought I could get out of I did something. I forgot what I did. I spilled something and I was totally like I just didn't want to get in trouble. And so my mom was like, "Who spilled this?" And I was like, I thought I could use the force. So I was like, I did not spill this. I did not like literally did the whole aunt thing. And my mom, because we had just seen the movie, was all like, "Are you trying to use the force on me?" And I'm all like, and then she's all like, "It doesn't work." Or she said, "It only works on weak-minded. I am not weak-minded." And I'm all like,
Power move.
What a good response.
So I decided, I was like, you know what? I'll put that in because she has to lie anyway. She's like trying to lie. And so what if she tries to use the force of like, I did not destroy my bike, you know, and da 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 da. And so, and then it establishes that that's one of her favorite movies, which does come into play later on in the film, where I hadn't even set it up that it was her
Yeah,
favorite movie.
Dang.
So I
It's
was
almost
like,
like you're a writer.
full circle.
I know.
It's almost like you're planning these things.
I know. So yeah, so I was like, okay, if I put that at the beginning, then it solves a lot of issues later on and sort of
It's not just the
establishes
best
right
feeling
away.
when you solve something accidentally.
I know. And I was just like, okay, so yeah, so I wrote that scene. That's what I did, that sprint. So
Okay. And I got 280 something words, and today's goal is 200, so I reached my daily goal.
Nice.
So I also
Wow.
did some reading by Bird,
Okay.
which is turning out to be such a good book, though. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
going to recommend this to people. You should read Bird by Bird, and how many pages am I in? Oh, what is this? I don't know. I'm almost done with the introduction, but you should read it.
But I need craft books that tell me what to do and how to do it. Not like this doesn't sound like that.
It is some instructions on writing in life, so it is instructive. But as I said, I'm only reading the introduction yet. But guess you'll have to catch the live stream, Malin. So yeah, I've done my reading goal for today, and I'm reading. I've done my writing goal for today, and I'm reading. Is the answer. Let's see. We're joined by Marta. Hello, hello, hello. Not me clicking on this, just as you said. See you in 30 minutes. Straight to work it is then.
oh.
I spent most of that on Discord and tidying up dinner stuff. All set to start writing next sprint. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Stieg, you even have a mic for vlogging, and we've never seen a Stieg vlog. Completely acceptable.
Yeah, why do you own that if you're not going to use it?
I was gonna do the whole YouTube thing at one point, but then I ended up not enjoying the filming process and not enjoying the editing process. I'm like, I shouldn't do this just because I should be doing YouTube as a writer. I should be doing it because I want to, and I
I
don't
don't
want.
think anyone should be doing YouTube as a writer, to be fair. I feel like it's more, I do it because I find
Like
it fun.
all my friends were doing it, Malin. All my friends were doing it, so I didn't want to be the odd
You
one
shouldn't
out.
do it just because all your friends are doing it.
What can I say? I'm weak-minded.
The force would work on you.
I'm just such a skeptic by nature, though, so I don't think it would. Not in this scenario.
You're
Like
like,
a YouTube channel. Start a YouTube channel.
I might do a revision vlog, sort of as a diary to myself, basically.
I like that.
But yeah, and I am doing YouTube in the sense that I'm doing live streams every week and
Yeah.
having like craft
Yeah.
discussions. So I'm doing YouTube, just not
Yeah.
pre-filmed content that I have to edit.
Your live streaming channel.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so I guess I'm still out here doing it. Made dinner, printed out some of my work so I can edit on paper.
Nice.
What versions do you start printing at, Phoebe? Because I'm thinking about printing out my book, but I'm like, oh, she needs so much like structural work. So like, do I want to waste the paper?
Yes.
And the answer is no.
I
The answer is yes.
always recommend printing any version that you feel like it because it's like a reward and it's like
That's true.
such a nice little moment to like hold it.
And I would be
physically.
printing it at work, so it wouldn't cost me $1.
True, unless you want to do like a binded way and everything, but it's just fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I
just
think for the
nice.
first draft, I would probably just do like paper and pen situation, but
There. But it's like it's not even about for you to edit it on paper if that's not your vibe, but you need to celebrate some way. And I feel like holding it physically makes it feel more real and gives you that sense of celebration.
And you do have a
Like,
stunning edition of.
You wrote that, like just you get to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
But I think it would be like the draft I send to beta readers or the draft I give my critique partners, and not necessarily this pile of 62,000 words of nonsense that I
You
can
can do it twice. Just burn the trees. Who cares?
burn the forest.
Cut to 10 years from now.
So yeah, call in Phoebe. What edition, what draft, version, number? There you go. Are you printing? Call in. There was some commotion for Mother Smith. Thank you. In a surprising turn of events, I have actually read and finished that one before. Ooh.
Oh,
So
interesting.
you'll enjoy the conversation with me and Grape. I think this is one of them books where it's going to be a difficult stream just because this feels more like a part memoir, part writing book than an actual like you should do this to remove all your weak verbs.
Yeah, I want that. I want that other one.
I was like, yes, I want that one, please. But I've done so many of like the instructional books though, so I just felt that it was nice to read something that's more whimsical. I say, having only read the introduction, but
yeah.
And I just love the cover, so I'm like,
It is really cute.
Yeah, she's stinking cute. And so far, she's been good in the introductions. That's been on my list for a while. Well, Wendy, I'm doing a discussion in 2 weeks. If you want to read it by then, it's very readable on the machine that you read on, which is called
a Kindle.
There you go. Yeah, very readable on a Kindle. Literally over 10 years ago, I don't remember a thing. Oh, okay. No, Stig, you should be doing YouTube because we need Stig videos in our lives, obviously. And you are getting videos in form of live streams. What do you mean, Marta? Do it, or maybe don't do it. Say Malin. I print each completed draft as a reward. Super motivating, but I love marking it up and having a record of each draft.
Yeah.
It's not a waste of paper. It's your book. It's a piece of art. It's beautiful and deserves to be on your shelf. That's fair. I'll see if they have it in the library. The machine that you read on. It was very descriptive, isn't it?
I feel like technically it's an e-reader, but it's like it's like TPEX or like
I once was trying to say, what was I trying to say? Rug or carpet? And I was like, yeah, the floor blanket.
Yeah, but No, I get that because I'm the same. Because just when it's your second language, sometimes you lose like a really basic word, and sometimes you're like, like the thing you eat food with that's not a spoon but spiky. And we're
Yeah,
like a fork. You're like, yeah.
and that machine that you read on, and
Yeah.
that floor blanket. We're gonna go into the next sprint, 30 minutes. And you can do whatever you want because I'm not your boss. But you're gonna be back in 30 minutes. You have to. It's the law.
You're a bit robust.
How was that sprint for you two gorgeous people?
That went well. I finished the Saturday and started the Sunday of my editing my vlog, and
Oh.
I ate dinner. It sounds like I also made it, but I did not. I have I tried one of these ready meals Thrive boxes. I don't know if they exist elsewhere, but they're like actual ready meals rather than HelloFresh and all that you have to prep. And it was like 50% off, so I wanted to try 1 week and then immediately cancelled it for the weeks after. So it was just microwavable. So that took me like 15 minutes to make and eat, which was great.
In a microwave.
In the microwave. And while I was eating, because I can't edit while I'm eating, I watched a bit more of like whichever Brendan Sanderson lecture I'm on. I think I'm quite late now.
I still need to get into that. Maybe that's what because I have Thursday off, so I might try to get into it on Thursday.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good, you're still learning, so I enjoy watching this as YouTube videos, but this is the first one where I was like, oh, I should pause and take notes of this, because it's the one about characters, like creating memorable characters, and I feel like that's the one I want to learn the more from, so I was like, oh, I need to pause and put some notes into Notion, so yeah.
Well, one of my goals this year is to take a writing class, so this sounds definitely like something I should get involved in.
It is a writing class, you're learning what university students are learning, which I always get really confused by, because I'm like, are any of them really upset because I know university? So I wonder if they're upset that this is for free on YouTube.
Yeah, I think there's nothing you can do about it being Brandon Sanderson, though. But they probably get more. I mean, the fact
I
that
think
they
you get like feedback on your stories and stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is more they create writing groups and everything, and they have like other lessons that we don't get, obviously. But yeah, I just find it interesting.
And it'd be pretty cool if your teacher was Brandon Sanderson. You know what I mean? Like you'd be like,
so easy. Also, if you miss one class, you're just like, oh, I'll just catch it up on YouTube.
That's true. You're like, sweet, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
How did you do, Becca?
I did good. I'm right now. I'm just trying to delete anything I can, like little hanging words and things like that, to see how much that helps in terms of. It's going to be like 1 page or 2 pages, but still, anything counts. And maybe if I can find more scenes that I can cut.
Have you taken a break from the finishing to this part? Because I tend to not see what I need to delete if I do it too soon after.
Yeah, I did. Probably not as much as I normally would, but because it's the contest deadline is like May 1st, I just really wanted to get. Yeah, I mean, yes, ideally it would be helpful, which I did take enough of a break for me to see which scenes I could cut. But yeah, a little more distance, and I think I'd be able to easily cut more.
If you can't get the distance because of the deadline, do you have like people reading it, like better readers?
I do.
They might be able to advise and say like, this one feels more necessary than this one.
Well, they're not being helpful, because the
better readers.
The people I get to, they're like, no, I don't think you should cut anything. I'm like, well, I have to. It's 150 pages and it's supposed to be 120. And they're like, I know, but I don't know. Like, and I'm just
special, Becca. You don't have to follow the rules.
I mean, literally on the contest, it says if it's over 125 pages, you will be penalized. Like, you can enter it, but you're gonna get points taken off for it. And this one's really important. Like, I've made the semifinals of this contest before, and it did wonders for me back then. Like, it changed my life. And so, yeah, so I really want to win or make the top 10. Like, honestly, if you make the top 10 of this contest, you get all the perks. The only thing you don't get, the winners, there's 5 winners because it's a fellowship. So there's 5 winners, and they get money the following year to live off of, which would be great. But the top 10, they get everything, like the access to all the, production companies, managers, agents, all that kind of stuff. You still kind of get treated the same. So if I can make the top 10, I would be thrilled.
I mean, I have no idea how different it is to write a screenplay type of, you know, work
Right.
compared to a book, but like if it were a normal novel format, I would then be like, okay, if you can't get the distance, if your beta readers aren't telling you what to cut, maybe you do like a good proper reverse outline, because then you can see
Hmm.
a little bit, like you get that physical distance almost from the
Yeah.
actual detailed stuff, and then you can be like,
Yeah.
are each scenes like actually the grand lines of the story, or is this just filler and this could be told faster in
Right.
this?
Okay. You're that's a great idea. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Yeah, because I
Or
think
get new
that's my
beta
problem.
readers like me.
I know. I will honestly, after I'm done going through this and taking out what I can, I would love that. Because
I
I
would
know
also
you
love
said
that.
you've never read scripts before, but it's still the same. Like it's still story structure. It's still scenes that move the story forward. So because I think because it's also a character piece that it's hard because some scenes move the character development forward and some scenes move the plot forward. So it's like which is more important? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where I think I'm struggling and yeah, because it's do I just slice off the character stuff and make it a straightforward suspense horror with a bit of character development? Like it could easily be that if I wanted it to, but that's not what I originally intended for it. I kind of wanted it to be a memoir-ish but with thriller suspense aspects. But I think the reverse
Choices,
outline
Becca.
worked out well. Thank you.
Choices. Yeah, reverse outline is a very good way to get like the scope of the
Yeah,
story and kind of get,
I
okay, the
like
scene is
that.
actually not what it does. The scene does
Yeah.
actually not do what it's supposed to do.
Because the other thing is you're mixing with memories. So you're like, well, is this not
Yeah.
that? You know what I mean? You're
You're
like, is this,
very close to that project as well. It must be even harder to cut things off.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, anyway, but thank you.
Yeah. And I spent a good 27 minutes making my Instagram story because Crystal tagged me in a share a song from your whip thingamajig that's going around on the Instagram, and I tagged both
Oh,
of you so you can go and do it.
Oh, I
Uh,
didn't even see. Okay.
and then I did some more reading on Bird by Bird, and that's what I had time for.
nice.
Let's see. They did have Bird by Bird in, so Wendy maybe borrowed it? Question mark. JC says I missed the last chat break because I was eating lunch, but now I'm doing some beta reading. Oh, lovely. I really like Brandon Sanderson's lectures. I like his teaching style a lot. He asks a lot of questions, which I appreciate because that gets me thinking.
Yeah.
Well, they get credits for it too. It counts to the degree. Yeah.
I'm gonna
And it
shut
counts
up
to.
because I was gonna say, what are you gonna do with a writing degree?
I mean, you can be Katie with a writing degree and make money.
Yeah, I think it's just I'm very jaded when it comes to degrees because I don't even work in like the same sector as what I studied, so I don't feel like it matters that much anymore. So yeah,
Well, it matters in my degree, so
true.
I'm happy I got
Well,
it for
yeah,
free.
anything you're
I
in a
hope
like
so.
very specific type of skill where yes, and I imagine even like someone like Marta who's working as an engineer, like you
Yeah.
need a specific degree for that. But when it comes to communication in general, it's a little bit of a mushy
Yeah.
area.
Keiko is still left to watch them. I believe they signed off on it because the students are on camera, so they most likely had to sign a waiver or something.
Yeah.
That's true.
Actually, Brandon Sanderson, in his previous lecture that's online somewhere, he had a friend come in. Oh, Marion something. I want to say Marion Keys, but it's definitely not Marion Keys. But he had some, not some lady, a very acclaimed writer come in
Yeah.
and talk about short stories, and I found that immensely helpful. So she was good, but I forget her name. Oh, what was her name?
He did say he's got a few guest lecturers coming, like because in the first lesson he sort of tells you the plan of all the weeks,
Okay.
and I think he mentions that week there'll be guest lecturers, but he doesn't know who yet or
Yeah.
whatever. He mentions he's trying to get people who have like different skill sets from him, like being self-published or like short
Short story,
novellas.
because
Yeah.
it's definitely not. Yeah, definitely check out that lecture. It was very useful for Flash. I think she was talking about Flash fiction. I believe they signed off on it. Yep. We went through this. Regina joined us. Hello. The piano tuner just left. I almost missed the whole stream. You did not miss it. Get your piano tuned, Regina. It's important. Um, I opened my document, got a phone call, then spent 10 minutes talking to the boyfriend.
You
I
opened the
don't think
document.
I don't think I'm writing is happening. Then I'm already so tired and I haven't even started yet. Ugh.
Write one word.
One word. That's all you
Yeah.
gotta do, Marta. One word. Did you get an answer on the second vote for the content results?
Oh, that was for, yeah, my friend Marnie and I, we did a TV pilot, and we were kind of making each round. So we made, I think last time I talked to Regina, we had made the top 100. We did make the top 50, which was awesome, but we did not make the top 10.
Aw.
Damn
That's
it.
really good though. That's still
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, there was like 7,000 people, so it was a big, yeah. So
Wow. Okay, top 50.
yeah,
Impressive.
we're good, and it was fun because it was like a, it's like a mystery, like like a mystery of the week type show, but we put our characters, because we've been friends for like 30 years, and so just kind of like they starting their own detective agency, but like also with their aging, everything breaks, the back hurts, everything, that kind of thing. So
Love that.
it was silly and funny, but yeah, so we made the top 50. Yay!
Congratulations,
good.
Wendy borrowed the book. Martin says, I feel like my engineering degree was pointless, to be honest. I had to self teach myself everything after I graduate. It's only useful for getting a job, not for knowing how to do the job. And I was amongst the highest grades in my class. I wasn't just slacking, I promise. It's the same with nursing. A nursing degree doesn't really teach you how to be a nurse, but it does give you the tools to be able to learn how to be the nurse. So I don't know if engineering is the same. But you're definitely not a nurse when you're a registered nurse fresh out of school. Absolutely
Well,
not.
in design, what matters more is your portfolio, because that's what you get hired on, is your actual proof of work you've done rather than a degree.
Yeah.
Right.
Fine, says Marta. I'll try to do one sentence next sprint, then go to bed after. That is fascinating. I hear the same situation for people who get degrees in computer science. They have to take separate courses to learn the actual code.
It's
Ooh.
crazy.
Yeah, top 50 is amazing, Becca. Top 50
Mhm.
is great. Yes, let's focus on top 10. I'm manifesting this for you, Becca. I don't pray, but if I did, I would pray for you. I'm not writing one word that would just confuse me next time I open my document. Okay, one
Okay, so
sentence.
one sentence then.
That's all you gotta do. Then you can close the screen and go to bed with a good conscience. Speaking of good conscience, we're going to go into the next sprint, and I think this shall be the last sprint of the evening. A rather short sprint today because we had some chitter chatter. It's going to be 30 minutes on the clock, well, 29 minutes and 55 seconds to be exact, and then we'll be back. So starting now. There we go. How was that sprint for you, ladies?
Good. I finished editing the vlog, but it's super fucking long, so I'm actually going back through what I did at the beginning of editing the vlog so that I can cut some more bits and see what's unnecessary. Now that I know the end, it's like writing a book. You not when you know the end, you know what to cut off from the beginning.
You need some of that. Help me.
Gotcha.
Put that in the screenplay.
Yeah, exactly.
Help me
But
cut
it's like
things.
it's 40 minutes long at the moment, and I would like for it to be maybe max 35. If I could cut off at least 5 minutes, that would be good.
Okay.
I love that for you.
I love that. I need to live vicariously through other people's travels.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to Brussels. It's not very glamorous. I'm just
Listen,
meeting my
I've
parents
never-
and pretending it's a solo writing retreat.
Still, I've never been to Brussels, so that's really. I mean, I think it's even cooler when you've actually know the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like I don't visit anything, right? So it's more like me doing stuff in my house type of.
But I love that
right.
too.
I got you. Still, you're gonna watch it, okay? Just
Give me one view.
And Becca, how did you do?
Okay, I ate lunch and then I started editing again, and then I got an email.
Oh,
I know this is so no one's gonna care, but
I care.
we'll wait until you find out. Then you'll. You can just
Okay. I'm waiting with bated breath.
Okay, well, I go to Disneyland every year on my birthday, although they kind of screwed up my year-long pass where I used to get my birthday's on the 10th of April. And so I used to always renew it on the 10th. But then for some reason, last year, the year before, I renewed it. I was worried that, like, oh my God, what if they don't let me renew it on the day it expires? So I renewed it online the day before. And
Sure.
they which should just make it on the 10th again because you're just renewing it, right? They
Yeah.
then made my new renew date on the 9th. So now I can never go on my birthday because you have to make a reservation in advance. And
Oh.
so I can't make a reservation the day I have to renew it. So I just always have to go. So for the last 3 years, I have to go on the 9th, which is kind of fine because then it gives my actual birthday, like, chill. I can just be at home and do whatever. But long story short, or long story longer, the email is saying that usually their Star Wars experience, because May the 4th be with you, is in May, but they're starting it at the end of March. So when we go on my birthday,
You'll
it's
have
gonna be
it.
yes. And I was looking at all the stuff that I can that they have like special merch. They have special like a Yoda cup and like a Darth. Anyway, so yeah, see, I told you you'd regret it. But anyway, I'm just looking at. I was just like literally dying of all this stuff, like different food. That like they have a little Chewbacca cookie with like the anyway. It just looks adorable. So I'm gonna spend way too much money on my birthday, and
It sounds fun and exciting.
so I got distracted by Disneyland and Star Wars.
I feel like it's a valid thing to be distracted by.
Thank you.
Totally valid.
Oh my goodness.
What did you do, Steve?
I read some more of Bird by Bird.
Nice.
Nice. Are you enjoying it?
I'm enjoying it immensely. This is so different to like the more prescriptive stuff we usually read. But yeah, I'm excited to get into the like actual writing bits of the book to see like, because this seems more like an essay type of stuff instead of like A, B, C. Section
Yeah.
37B, quadrant
Which is
4.
why I feel like I'm excited to watch you guys talk about it, but I don't think I would want to read it myself. I'd rather just have the grand lines by you guys.
I like it. I will just say I like it. And Lamont knows what she's on about, at least so far. So I'm excited to. But yeah, it's going to be difficult, but also not difficult because she has like done it in parts, so I could just talk about the parts.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited for this because the reason I'm reading this, some long story longer, quote Becca 2 minutes ago. I saw some girly pop on some thread on some Reddit forum. Someone was asking for like, oh, what craft books should I read? Blah 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 blah. And then someone answered, the 3 craft books that changed my life was this Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott, and they also mentioned On Writing by Stephen King, I think, but
Okay.
I'm not getting into that one.
Usually, I always hear like the artist way or something. It's like the way
Oh,
when
yeah,
everyone
I've heard that too.
always talks about.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then this
I
is the
mean, I
girl Bob
have
did
read
not
On
mention.
Writing. It is, I mean, it's just, I disagree with a lot of things that he says, even though obviously he's massively successful.
I
And
mean,
I'm
as
not.
the production responsibility at Lucasfilms, Becca.
I know, like, I know better. Okay. But no,
I would
no,
also just
Simon,
be like, does he mention his technique of, being high on coke to write like an orgy between children, or is that not like included?
well, I think that's part of my problem. It's like you've already admitted in interviews that the reason why you can write 5,000 words a day is because you were high on coke.
Yeah.
Like
Grape read this book like in the infancy of our relationship, and she said there's some section in the book where he talks about like how his nanny used to fart on him or something,
What?
and I'm like, I'm never reading this book.
yeah, I mean, you could
JC
put
loves
pieces.
it though, so
Yeah, there are some pieces like, I think isn't he the one that actually said the quote, the like hell is, paved in adverbs or something like that. But I actually like adverbs. So
I
like
hate adverbs. You can't take the adverbs from
I
me.
know.
I know I like reading adverbs. I like writing adverbs. So some things it's like I feel like it's just your taste, what you like, and he
Yeah.
hates that, and that's fine. Even though if you read any of his books, you'll find plenty of adverbs. So, he obviously doesn't completely not use them. But it's just but yeah, I mean it was one of the first like book crafting books that I ever read.
I feel like I would want to read it just to actually have read it. Like just to be like,
Yeah.
okay, I've done it, I've read it, everyone's talked about this book. I should read. Like just.
Yeah.
But I feel like all three of us are perhaps quite similar in the sense that we all hate it when people tell us exactly what to do, and we're like, well, now I'm not going to do that.
Do that. Yeah. And to be fair, I did read it in my 20s when you're really in that mode of like, well, I don't need this advice. I'm going to run Lucasfilm.
And I feel like the reason why I'm enjoying Brandon Sanderson's lessons so much right now is because he really preamble them with the big writing advice will be wrong for someone. Like nothing's going to be right for everyone.
like
It's
that.
just the nature of it. Like pick and choose what works for you. And I like it when they
I
tell
think
you that.
that's what JC says. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, as with anyone's advice, you take what works for you and leave the rest.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And there was, like I said, there were definitely parts of it that I have still took with me. I think, it's always interesting to hear from somebody who is massively successful like that. Even if some of it was luck, even if some of it was whatever, it's like still really, I don't know. I just find it fascinating.
Can I just say I really appreciate the lovely sentiment that comes from JC's comment about why he's addicted, but no one prescribes cocaine for an accident.
That's true. They prescribe OxyContin, which is somehow worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely. Someone said they loved Save the Cat and Bird by Bird, and I'm like, I love Save the Cat. Maybe I love Bird by Bird. And so far, this now forgotten comment in a Reddit thread is right. This is the banger of a book.
I still have because I think I've talked to you guys about this. Like the Save the Cat, the screenwriting one is just so awful that it's like and that's the one that I just was. So I still need to read the book version, who's written by a different author, and everyone loves.
I mean,
I've got both, and I've read both as well.
Me and Malin, we are Save the Cat apologists on this channel.
Yeah, no, I mean everything that I've heard from people when they're talking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like it's totally it. I
was really bothered by the whole it's the same name. Why are you just using the same name of the same method? And then it's like
even so much so like people in the industry hated the screenwriting one so much so that the Coen brothers actually that movie with John Goodman is literally making fun of Save the Cat. Like they have John Goodman's character save a cat literally in the beginning of the movie. But then he ends up being the most horrible human being. Like there's nothing redeemable about him except that he saved that cat.
And that's it.
I love that though.
It's really funny because that was basically their big, like they joked about it was their big FU to that book. But I was just like,
I mean,
But
I haven't
but
read the screenwriting one, so I can't speak on
yeah,
it.
and it's
But
different.
did.
Like just
yeah,
everything that you guys have talked about, it's like I'm sure like some elements are similar in terms of
To
story.
confirm, Becca, because I have read both, no, all
Okay.
three technically, because we read Save the Cat Writes a
Oh,
YA novel.
yeah.
And again, I would recommend that one more because it's got more recent,
Okay.
you know,
and it's got the
examples.
serious part, which is good for people writing
Yeah.
series.
But she says the same thing in both otherwise.
Right. Okay.
Definitely recommend getting Save the Cat Writes a YA novel. The only
Yeah.
thing is that all the YA novel examples are YA novels.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
and
definitely
then
thought-
again, Six of Crow is one of the big examples in there, and everyone else has told me it's not really YA. So
Oh, Six
Oh,
of Crows, I
really?
love her.
I love Six of Crows. So they don't consider it YA?
They do
No, they
consider
do.
it YA, but it's completely for marketing purposes because none of the characters are actually their age, and they
That's
spend
true. Is that
a
just
good
because she's a woman?
20%. They spend a good 20% of the first half of the book being like, "I'm just a 17-year-old boy out in this world floating on
true.
dead bodies," and like, "Oh, but I'm
Trying
just
to
a
convince.
16-year-old girl having troubles," and it's like it's so hammered home that these are teenage characters, and I'm like, I mean, I can respect getting your bag, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, get that dough, you know?
yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, that's her
it's not
audience.
like they do not have YA thoughts, they do not have YA actions, they do not have YA problems. But for some ungodly reason, they're like, I'm just a 17-year-old boy, and I'm the criminal mastermind of this
It's
bigly Amsterdamish city.
it makes no sense, but it's a product of its time. I think nowadays they would have been like, yes, sure, this is an adult novel, because of people admitting that new adult is a semi-existing genre, at least. But
Yeah.
But it's still one of my favorite books, so I can
Yeah.
recognize its flaws. But I love Six of Crows, one of my favorite books, and
Yeah.
I'm a known YA skeptic.
mm.
But then two of my favorite series actually, because I also love the Hunger Games, which is YA. So I don't know.
But
Maybe
also
I'm
our
just full of shit.
favorites are also we shaped that when we were younger. So I feel like a lot of my favorite books are from when I was younger, and I barely read any YA now. But
Right.
That's true. I do prefer adult books by far.
yeah,
And when I read YA, it's usually through beta reading,
Right.
which I don't mind. There was some discussion about the cocaine, aforementioned cocaine.
I love that we
JC,
launched that.
JC says that on writing is really good. I will probably never get around to reading it. It's just not what I'm interested in reading, but never say never. JC also loves Save the Cat, so we have a Save the Cat fan in the house. Yeah, that is the first craft book I ever read, and what a craft book to read first.
Yeah.
It's a good start.
It is a very good start.
I think John Truby's one is the one I first read. 22 Steps something.
Okay, I
Oh,
haven't heard about that.
I remember
I
that
think
one.
it's also a script writing one
Say,
initially.
I've read the script version one, which did really help. Like,
It's the same. No one transformed it into a novel writing one,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's been
I
recommended
read
by.
that one, but I thought it was for screenplays. But okay, gotcha.
It is for screenplays, but it's very adaptable. And the reason I read it was because an author I really liked recommended it and said she used that method to write her books. So
Look, that's what I always say too. Like the screenwriting craft books that I read, I completely use for my books as well. Like it's just story structure. Like they just are selling it as a screenwriting. I mean, sure, there are definite things that make it screenwriting, and but in general, it's still the same like story structure and character development, things like that. So
For sure. I think that's all we have for today.
I mean, we covered a lot of things, including cocaine.
We did.
I was gonna say cocaine.
lot.
We covered it all.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Both of you. Is always a delight to schedule some talking times.
Thank you for having us.
Which is my main motivation for doing AuthorTube as a live streaming channel. It's just like I get to schedule hanging out with friends, and what could be better? This month actually, but also this week. But this month, I'm reading Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott, which I have not shut the fuck up about during this stream. I'm doing a craft stream on the 25th, quote unquote. Yes, 25th with Grape. Hopefully, we're both ready by then. We're going to talk a little bit about Bird by Bird. So if you want to catch that, tune in. Next Tuesday is a regular writing sprint. and I'll probably have some other guests too.
I think I'm on next Tuesday.
It's you and Laura, if I'm correct. So there'll
Yes.
be a question next Tuesday, and for next month in April, at the end of April, me and Malin are doing this story grid novel,
It's massive.
which
It's
is
big.
massive. Like this is a pocket. This is bird by bird. Hello. And then this little college textbook is a story
I'm gonna
grid
stick
by
to the Kindle version.
Sean Coyne, question mark. So we'll be talking about that in April. So stay tuned, I guess. Any closing statements, ladies?
Don't do cocaine.
Don't
Don't do cocaine.
Unless you want to write 5,000 words a day, then.
Unless you want to write one book a
No,
year.
still don't do cocaine. Just get whatever mental illness Katie have, and that'll get you 5,000 words a day. But yeah, that's been all for today. Thank you so much for being here, and as always, I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.